So guys, we're going to start the class. First of all, we are going to start practicing relative clauses, okay? That is the main topic for today. We are going to start with the relative clauses. Also, we're going to practice defining relative clauses and also undefining relative clauses, okay? So that's why for everyone, I need you to open your book. Open your book. Then we're going to practice some questions, some speaking activities, okay? So I need you to open your book on page number 36. Page number 36. Page number 36. Juan Pablo is here. Santiago. Santiago. Samuel. Gabby. Jimmy. Brian. Daniel. Catherine. Okay. Okay, good. So we are going to practice right now undefining relative clauses, okay? Do you remember how to use undefining relative clauses? Yes. Do you remember how to use undefining relative clauses? How can we use undefining relative clauses? We use oh, really? No. Undefining relative. Okay, I mean non-defining relative clauses. Non-defining relative clauses. How to use them?
To add, Miss.
Hello, yes, tell me.
To add information about someone or something.
Okay, thank you so much. To add extra information about someone or something. And what about defining relative clauses? What about defining relative clauses?
Relative clauses to give necessary information.
Thank you so much. Yes, we use defining relative clauses when we want to talk about necessary information. When we say necessary information about someone, or about something, or about somewhere, okay? Algún lugar. Okay, very good. So right now, guys, we are going to practice non-defining relative clauses, okay? That is going to be the exercise for today. We are going to practice non-defining relative clauses. So here you have some examples. Number one, can you read it, please? Very good job. The man who used to be an athlete. We have two sentences, but we are going to join them. Okay, lo vamos a unir. So it says, she worked for a man who used to be an athlete. Okay, great. Now let's start with number one. It says they called a lawyer. The lawyer lived nearby. They called a lawyer. The lawyer lived nearby. Okay. Which relative clause are we going to use?
They called a lawyer.
They call it no. Called. No. They called a lawyer. Uh-huh. Who live nearby, cerca, nearby. Okay. They called a lawyer who lived nearby. Ya me están pegando sus manos. Nearby. Okay. Good. Number 2. I sent an email to my brother. My brother lives in Australia. I sent an email to my brother. My brother lives in Australia. Samuel, Pablo, Catherine. No, it's easy.
I sent an email to my brother who lived in Australia.
Very good. To my brother who lives in Australia. In Australia. Okay. Easy. No termino adjective. Okay, next one. Number 3. The customer liked the waiter. The waiter was very friendly. The customer liked the waiter. The waitress was very friendly. Guys, we can use which, that, or who. Okay, who? The customer liked the waiter, the waitress. The waitress was very friendly.
The customer liked the waitress who was very.
The waitress who
Was
very good, very friendly. Yeah. Who was very friendly. Oh yeah. Okay, number 4. Okay. We broke the computer. The computer belonged to my father. Guys, what is the meaning of belong? Pertenecer. Very good. So belonged to my father. So we broke the computer and the computer belonged to my father. If you don't know how to use the relative clauses, so this is gonna be complicated for you. Not complicated, but set up, okay? We broke the computer. The computer belonged to my father.
we brought the computer.
We broke the computer whose the computer belonged to my father.
Okay, whose the computer? No. No, we are going to use whose. Whose, but we are not going to repeat the subject pronouns. In this case, the subject noun. What is the subject noun? Instead of saying it, we say the computer, exactly. Or which? Or that? Whose? Why
Which
do we
means-
use whose? ¿Por qué ocupamos whose?
Or also we use which.
Ok, tenemos aquí un pequeño detalle. Ok, bye. Pablo said We broke the computer. Whose computer belonged to my father? We repeat the computer. Yes? Whose computer, but not whose the computer. Here we can say whose computer belonged to my father. Cuya computadora pertenece a my father, okay? Instead of saying again computer, we can say whose it belonged to my father. What is too repetitive? So in this case, we're going to say which belonged, para que no sea tan repetitivo, aunque podemos ocupar whose, okay? Whose belongs to my father, but we can use also which, okay? La cual o el cual pertenece a, okay? Yes? Pero si decimos whose, ¿cómo diría? Cuya pertenece a mi papá. ¿Ok? So, lo vamos a dejar de esa forma. Next.
Yo decía ahí ocupar un porque
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, but we can also use whose. Podemos decir whose. Pero se repite otra vez computer in the same sentence. Y la idea es que no se repita. That's why we use relative clauses. Okay. Next one, I dropped a glass and the glass was new. What is the meaning of glass? What's the meaning of glass?
Vaso.
No, no son lentes. It is
Vaso.
Vaso de vidrio. Glass. Okay. I dropped a glass. What is the meaning of drop? Drop. What's the meaning of drop?
Se cayó.
Caer. Thank you so much. I dropped a glass. The glass was new. Okay. In this case.
I dropped a class which
I drop it. No. I dropped. Con T sound at the end. I dropped a glass.
which glass was new.
No vamos a repetir el front, no vamos a repetir el noun. Okay, we are not going to repeat the noun. Which was new. Okay. Which, or instead of saying which, because we have which in the number 4, we can say that too. Okay, we can say that was new or which was new. Okay. Next one, she loves books. The books that have happy endings. She loves books. The books that have happy endings.
She loves books.
Thank you. Which? Very good. She loves books which have happy endings, okay? Or that have happy endings. Okay, we can say both. Next one, they live in a city. The city is in the north of England. They live in a city. The city is in the north of England.
They live in a city. Which is in the north.
Which is in the north of England. Okay, or that. We can use that. In this case, we are not going to use where. Okay, we are not going to use where. Why not? Porque no vamos a ocupar el where. Ujú. English.
The sentence
Why not? They live in a city. Where is in the north of England? I cannot say where. ¿Dónde está en el norte de England? Teacher. Okay, tell me.
because where is used the location.
The location of a place. Yes, it's about the location of a place, right? But in this case, we are talking about location also, but we are not going to use where because it doesn't make sense, porque no tiene sentido lo que estamos diciendo, okay? That's why. Which is in the north of England. Okay. Okay, that is number 8. Okay. So next one, number 8. The man is in the garden. That man is wearing a blue jumper.
The man is in the garden who is wearing
Okay, here we have 2 possibilities, okay? Here we have 2 possibilities. Okay, so the man is in the garden. We're going to use the idea that Daniel says because, okay, because and we have to do it, the man is in the garden who is wearing a blue jumper. Okay. Okay. But now also we can combine this one. Okay. So look at here. The man who is in the garden, comma, is wearing a blue jumper. In this case, we're going to use the second one. The man who is in the garden is wearing a blue jumper, okay? Or also we can say, the man who is wearing a blue jumper is in the garden. Okay. Next, the girl works in a bank. The girl is from India. The girl works in a bank. The girl is from India. So this is similar like the exercise number 8. It's similar. Stop. Which? In that sentence.
Yes.
Which? We can use which. We can use which, but it's better to use that because remember that which is for objects, in animals, in food. We can say the girl that works in a bank is from India, or the girl who works in a bank is from India, or the girl who is from India works in a bank. So we can combine, okay? We can combine, okay? So look at the example. The girl that works, vamos a poner that. If you want to add who, you can do it. Who works in a bank is from India. Or also we can say the girl who is from India works in a bank. We can use both. Podemos usar los dos. We can use both. The girl who or that works in a bank is from India, or the girl who is from India works in a bank. So we can use both. Podemos ocupar ambos. Okay, in this case, we're going to use this, but we're going to change who. Okay, next one. My sister has 3 children. Oh my goodness. My sister lives in Australia. My sister has 3 children. My sister lives in Australia. Ajá. Chicos que están conectados, what do you think about this sentence? Ajá.
My sister has 3 children, where my sister lives in Australia.
Kind of. Okay, my sister.
My sister has 3 children. That that lives in Australia.
No. Aquí podemos usar, chicos, tomen el ejemplo de la número 8 y de la número 9. It's the same, okay? It's gonna be the same, okay? My sister, who or that, if you want to mention who or that, no. First, vamos a ocupar la primera opción, okay? My sister, who or that, has how many children? 3.
3.
Thank you so much. 3 children. Comma, lives in Australia. Australia, okay? Or, combinémosla, combined. Let's match, okay? My sister, who has 3 children, who lives in Australia, comma, has 3 children. Okay, so we can use 2. Okay, so we can say my sister who or that has 3 children lives in Australia, or my sister who lives in Australia has 3 children. Yes?
No.
Okay.
O sea, yo creo que podemos usar which.
Sí, podemos ocupar which. Yeah, I mean, we can use which, but depending on, yes, the subject pronouns and what is the continuum of the sentence, okay? But also we can use who or we can use that. We can use both. Who, that, or which. But in this case, I'm using who because we are talking about a person. Okay? Okay, So in this case, just the first one, right? My sister who has 3 children. Okay. Number 11, the waiter was rude. The waiter was wearing a blue shirt. Ok, chicos, los que están conectados, tomemos el ejemplo de la número 8, 9 y 10, ok? Pablo. Or Samuel or Catherine. Help me with this one. Ajá. No idea? Okay.
The
Jimmy,
waiter,
okay, thank you, Pablo.
the waiter who was rude,
Rude.
was wearing a blue shirt.
Thank you so much. Was wearing a blue shirt. Okay. Or also we can say the waiter who, or which in this case, which was wearing a blue shirt was rude. Okay. Okay, the last one. The money is in the kitchen. The money belongs to John. This is the same like number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, but we're going to change the pronoun, the relative, okay, the relative clause, okay? Uh-huh. Thank you, the money, uh-huh. The money, uh-huh. Which relative clause? We're not going to use who, okay? We're going to use which. The money which is, thank you so much. Kitchen, belongs to John. Okay. Or we can say the money which, or whose, we can say whose, which belongs to John is in the kitchen. Okay. Questions about this part?
No, miss.
Ok, who say yes? Los que están conectados, ¿quién dijo que sí?
Yo dije que no.
Ok.
What kind of sentence you write? Defining or
Identified. Identifique cuál es. Defining or undefining. Yeah, I mean, which kind of sentences do you think are those? Defining or non-defining relative clauses? The question is, are you giving extra information or not? Daniel,
no?
are you giving extra information? Okay, what do you think about Jimmy? Are you giving extra information or not? No? Okay. Pablo, do you think these questions are defining or non-defining relative clauses?
what? Can you repeat, please?
Okay, so do you think that those sentences are defining or undefining relative clauses? Which ones do you think are there? Are them? Are they? Sorry. Defining or non-defining?
Defining.
Defining.
Yes.
Okay. Question. How do you use defining relative clauses? ¿Cómo ocupamos los defining relative clauses? Ajá. How do you use defining relative clauses? So you have to be clear with the topic, okay?
For talk about necessary information.
Thank you.
What is it you can do?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, teacher, porque todos
What about non-defining?
no defining. Yes, the necessary information.
Okay, non-defining, remember that it's when you add extra information. And defining relative clause is when you say necessary information. Information that is necessary in the sentence, okay? Okay. ¿Cuál de los dos, which of both has to use commas? Which of those has to use commas?
Extra information.
The extra information needs commas, right? Yes? Okay. And so look at the difference. Look at the difference between these two sentences. Veamos la diferencia de esas dos oraciones, okay? So, the computer that I bought yesterday is new. The computer that I bought yesterday is new. Okay. The computer which is new, I bought it yesterday. Okay. Which one, guys, is the defining relative clause? ¿Cuál es la defining relative clause and which one is the non-defining relative clause? The first sentence is the defining relative clause. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add extra information. Okay, here, this one is defining a relative clause. And what about the second one? Why not? Why is the non-defining relative clause? The same, comma. Okay, because we are using a comma, right? Okay, you have to identify when you are going to add extra information and where you can't not add extra information. Why not? Because if you say, look at here. I know the chef who won the contest, the concurso, okay? I know the chef who won the contest, and that, that chef who, okay, the chef, let me think about. The chef who won the contest, I knew him yesterday. Okay. I know the chef who won the contest and the chef who won the contest, I knew him. Okay. I knew him yesterday. Okay. But now, okay, here. Se desapareció, ¿ok?
Dice, pero ahí es donde se había desaparecido. Yo te digo que una de las opciones que podemos usar era acá, pero da